So let me come to the, uh, what basically the bottom line is. I need to make money as an investor. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yes.
Um, I see that, you're extremely, extremely bullish. Okay. Now, this is despite a lot of uncertainties. You also see valuations at a premium to long-term averages. Market cap to GDP is at an all-time high, probably. I'm just giving you these data points, just to make it a little difficult for you to answer this. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, do we see going ahead over the next, 6 months, 1 year, excessive volatility, uh, or trouble for the investors, or the long wait is going to be very long for you to start making money? Um, how have you positioned your portfolio to probably ride these difficult times? So if you can tell us
Okay.
a little about, without getting into specific stocks, if you can tell
So
me.
I refrain from talking about the stocks when we
Correct.
are talking about macro
Ah,
because that makes it
absolutely.
biased.
Absolutely. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, how have you broadly positioned your stocks? So don't, let's not
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about specific
So
stocks.
so let me tell you one thing, Maxi. Again, historically we thought that volatility is negative or it leads to negative returns. That's not the case. Volatility means that there is a confusion. Even the confusion is low, the volatility is low, and the direction is either side, right? So, so I call it good volatility, and this volatility is because of the way the texture of the participants in the market have moved. Unfortunately, the proportion of those who want to make quick money, आज invest किया कल पैसा बनाना है, is has increased a lot,
Absolutely.
and hence, even though something which looks apparent in 3 months, they don't want to play it today. They want to wait for it to play out, right?
Mhm.
That actually, because everybody wants to do the same at the same time. The second part where I conquer with you is that we are super ultra bullish, and this is because of earnings and the visibility in the. Yes, we are probably different from the street there. What I want to highlight here is that India has a $4 trillion GDP, right? Our budget would be $2 trillion. So which means government is 50% of the economy even today. Right?
Yes.
And because of elections, because of the delayed budget, you look at any of the macro parameters, which is government borrowing program, fiscal deficit numbers, or any of those, the government did 25% of their budgeted time, 25 to 33% of their time. This budget was made keeping in mind that there has been delay in the execution, right? Which means that the government is confident of doing double of what they did in H1 into H2. If that's the case, without government, we did 5.4%, which is right. It's very natural that with that extra thing and with festive season and everything, we we definitely should do 8.5 in Q H2, and that will meet our RBI guidance. And the earnings estimate will have to go up. And that's what we are playing. We believe, and there are traces of it. If you look at last 15, 20 days, the commentary from a lot of people who probably have access to data, the October, November data, which starts coming now, they have started saying that we could be in for a surprise. Something which I have been talking about for a long time. That don't look at these 2 quarters, look at the delayed because of what we have seen in the past. Hence, our portfolio is well positioned. What Senora, and which you pretty well know, what Senora aspires to deliver is the stability with growth. Stability by having the right large caps in it, and growth by focusing on earnings system. The sectors where we are positioned is banking, because banking and financials are the crux of a capex cycle because they lend the funding for it. We are playing manufacturing through cement, through power, and all the parameters related to that. We have a few indirect beneficiaries of the capex cycle, and yet we have the consumption play with the premium consumption coming. So it's a broad mix of the play around the growth and the capex cycle. We don't have IT because we are bearish on US economy and regulations around it in the US, not in India. We don't have pharma because I don't think we have the same understanding in pharma as our peers. We are better off without that. We don't want to play commodities because I think commodities is going to be very volatile and earnings could be very
Unpredictable
volatile.
behavior.
Yes. So barring that, we have all the levers of the economy in the book, including energy, power, and everything. But all because of large